Glass is the long-awaited sequel to Unbreakable and the not-so-long-awaited sequel to Split, which came out a couple of years ago. And it stars Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, and is directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And it is the conclusion to his superhero trilogy. Now, a couple of years ago, when Split came out, a lot of people like myself were really enjoying the movie thoroughly while it was going on, and then in the end, when we realized that it tied into Unbreakable and that Bruce Willis was in it, it turned into like a standing ovation type of thing where everyone just loved the movie. It went from liking it to loving it. So naturally, I was highly anticipating this movie. I think it was like my 6th or 7th most anticipated movie of the entire year, so I was really looking forward to it. I have been a huge fan of Unbreakable for many years. It's a very good film among people who are film fanatics. I feel like Split is also a really good film. M. Night Shyamalan, with him, it's a very hit and miss type of thing. There's movies that I love that he's directed, like Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense, Signs. I even love The Visit. But then he's directed movies like The Last Airbender and After Earth and The Happening. So, you know, it's hit or miss with this guy. And with this one, I would say it's a hit. I would say that this movie was good. I enjoyed it. But I don't feel like a lot of people will. A lot of people are riding the high of movies like Infinity War, and they're looking for big action movies, and that's not at all what this is. This is a slow, methodical character piece. Similar to the two movies before it, neither Split nor Unbreakable had very much action in them. Yet the movies were riveting, they were so good. Unfortunately, I will say that out of the three, this is my least favorite. I think I prefer Split, and I definitely prefer Unbreakable to Glass, simply because there are some choices made in the third act of the movie that I just totally don't agree with. And I'm going to keep this spoiler free because I don't have a lot of views, and I don't want you clicking out of this video because I'm spoiling it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it spoiler free, but I'm just going to say there's some things that happen to some characters that just blew my mind. Like, why would you go that direction? I get it. I get certain things. I understand why M. Night Shyamalan did it that way, but man, it was executed so poorly, and I was just really let down by this. That being said, the cinematography in this movie is wonderful. It is so great. There's some awesome things that they do with the camera. There's one shot that sticks out of my mind of Samuel L. Jackson wheeling away from a bunch of chaotic shit happening behind him. It's a great shot. There's a lot of great shots like this throughout the movie. However, there are quite a few GoPro shots where, like, you can tell that it's like a GoPro attached to the people and you see like jarring images of their face close up. They actually did that more than once, and when they do that a lot of times in the movie, it eventually gets kind of amateurish, and I don't know why he chose to go that route, but I didn't like it very much. Another thing that I didn't really like about this movie is it's called Glass. So here's what I was expecting. I was expecting Samuel L. Jackson to be like the main character of this movie, the like main villain, but with the most screen time, obviously, because it's named after him. Then, right underneath that, I was expecting Bruce Willis as David Dunn to be like the main hero of the movie, and for him to have like the second most screen time, probably like right underneath Samuel L. Jackson, and then James McAvoy play the least amount in the movie, because I thought it was going to be a big Unbreakable sequel. Actually, this is how it is. James McAvoy probably gets the most screen time, and I would call him the main character of this movie. Then Samuel L. Jackson underneath him, and then Bruce Willis is the one that gets the least amount of screen time. Now, the thing I wanted to see most in this movie was Mr. Glass and David Dunn going at it again, having conversations, and that's the kind of shit that I want to see. And when it happens in the movie, it's great, it's wonderful. But you don't get a whole lot of it. In fact, Samuel L. Jackson probably doesn't get any lines of them until like 45 minutes into the whole movie. There's just a lot of choices that the director made in this film that I just didn't quite get, and I don't agree with. I really wish I would have gotten more David Dunn. If I would have gotten more of him, more of an Unbreakable sequel rather than a Split sequel, I would have preferred that, but in reality, it feels like a Split sequel. It should have been called Split 2, or The Horde, or something. Guys, in the end, I didn't hate Glass at all by any means. I might sound like I'm shitting on it a lot, but I'm not. It's a really good movie. It's filmed well, it's slow, it's a nice change of pace for the like big over-the-top superhero movies that we get nowadays. it's definitely something new, and it's definitely one of those crafts that I think as time goes by and I rewatch it, I'm gonna appreciate it and like it more. As of now, I'm still just kind of stunned by some of the choices they made, and by the end, M. Night Shyamalan just oozes all his Shyamalans all over the movie, and it just turns into a big weird clusterfuck that I don't even know what his plan is at this point. Yeah, the first 2 acts of this movie are great. Like, I will say that. They are fucking fantastic. They are great. And then the 3rd act is not at all great. It's actually pretty bad. Yeah, 1/3's bad, 2/3 awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and give Glass a B. I think it's a good movie. It really does. It's flawed. It's easily flawed, and there's a lot of things wrong with it, but it's still a good installment. It just doesn't join movies like Lord of the Rings and War for the Planet of the Apes as the strongest 3rd installment of the franchise. It joins franchises like Star Wars or like weakest 3rd installments of the franchise. I don't know. I just love Split and Unbreakable, and this one I liked. And I'm gonna see it again. I'll probably like it more upon future viewings, but I like this movie. So, have you seen Glass? Have you seen Unbreakable? If not, watch Unbreakable before you watch Glass. If you were expecting this to be amazing, I'm sorry to shatter your dreams like this. Glass puns.